What is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video of my sports Gematria. In this video, we're going to go over a UFC fight for Saturday, March 5th, 2022. I'm going to show you highlights of each side, and it's going to be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And I wish you guys the best of luck on all your picks today. Let's go ahead and get into the fight. We're going to be looking at UFC 272. The main event only is what was requested of me. So we're just going to be looking at Covington versus Masvidal. Colby Covington versus Jorge Masvidal. So we're going to be looking at this match right here. Pick up a bigger screen. On this side of the screen is what I call my daily numbers, date numerology, Gregorian Hebrew calendar. And then on this side of the screen is what I call my game numbers specific to the game. The way I have it structured here is I have the event name up top, stadium that it's in, location, city, state. Right here is the weight class for the fight. And then I have one fighter right here, which is Covington, his name, birthday, to and from, his fight record, any type of win or losing streak that he's on, his UFC fight record. In the middle is the Gematria head-to-head for their last names. And then at the bottom is the other fighter, his name, birthday, to and from, fight record, any type of win or losing streak, and his UFC record. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. We're not going to take up too much time here. Let's just get down to business. All right, so we're going to start with Kobe. Well, no, we'll start at the bottom here, Jorge Masvidal. So if Jorge Masvidal was going to pull the upset here, if he was going to do it to it with the upset, one thing that we can say is that Colby Covington was born on February 22nd, 2/22. And this is the year of 2022, 222 or 2022. Well, Colby Covington can get his second loss in a row for his career as Jorge ends his two-fight losing streak, kind of like the number 22, 2-2. This is Covington's 20th fight for his career, and he can get his second loss in a row. And his name, Colby Covington, sums to 202. In his 20th fight and get his second loss in a row. Jorge Masvidal, today would be the 114th day of his current 37-year-old age. Today does have 30-date numerology. 30 sums to 37. 114th day of his 37-year-old age, and Colby Covington could become 11-4 for a UFC record with a loss. 114 like 114. 114th day of Jorge Masvidal's current age. I didn't see a whole lot for the 36 for Jorge Masvidal. Nothing really jumped out at me for the 36. But we could go back to the 22s again. Covington versus Masvidal sums to 79, the 22nd prime number. Colby Covington, born 2/22, this being the year of 2022. He can get that second loss in a row. Jorge Masvidal can end his two-fight losing streak like 2-2, like 22. Covington versus Masvidal, 79, the 22nd prime number. Covington versus Masvidal sums to 272. And what UFC event is this? This is event UFC 272. What are the odds? What are the odds? Look, I'll show you. What are the odds that Covington versus Masvidal sums to 272? And what is the main event for this UFC 272? It's Covington versus Masvidal. What are the odds? Pretty interesting, huh? I think so. On top of that, if you want to get crazy with the 272 or the 227 or whatever, it would be it's the second day of the 7th month on the Hebrew civil, like 27 or 72, whichever way you want to look at it. 2772. 2772. UFC 272. Covington versus Masvidal, 272. But anyway, Colby Covington, it's 11 or a total span of 12 days since his last birthday. And that's actually Jorge Masvidal's birthday, November 12th, 11/12. Could be a good thing for Jorge, maybe. But this 36, I'm just not sure on. 36. 5, the 53. I mean, I guess we could go with the 53. 36 sums to 53. The reason why I say that is Covington versus Masvidal sums to 241. 241 is the 53rd prime number. 53, the 16th prime number. Kobe Covington can sit on 16 wins for his career, as Jorge Masvidal gets his 36th win for his career. 36 sums to 53. 53, the 16th prime number. So that could be what it is. And that's about what I have for Jorge Masvidal. If Kobe Covington was going to win this fight, it would be the same thing that I just talked about. Kobe Covington versus Masvidal sums to 241, the 53rd prime number. 53 is the 16th prime number. Instead of Kobe sitting on 16 wins for his career, instead, Jorge Masvidal would get his 16th loss for his career. Jorge Masvidal would sit on 35 wins, and it will be March 5th, 3/5 or 5/3, like 35. The only thing about that, though, is that this is the main event for the UFC pay-per-view. And usually the main event, well, depending on what part of the world you live in, but usually on the central time zones and the East Coast time zones, the main event starts around midnight or even goes on through the next day. The next day is going to be March 6th, written 3/6, which could add into another thing for Masvidal getting that 36th win. It could be looking at the next day or at midnight when he wins this fight. But if not, it is the March 5th. So he could sit on that 35, get his 16th loss. Covington versus Masvidal, 241, the 53rd prime, 53, the 16th prime. And then Kobe Covington could become 12-3 for a UFC record in his career with a win. Today is the second day of the 13th month on the Hebrew religious side of the calendar, 2/13. 213, 123 are just anagrams of each other. And Kobe Covington, he could become 17-3. I guess I can mark this whole thing in a gray color. He could become 17-3 for a fight record with a win. 173 mathematically is the 40th prime number. If you write out the number 40, now to spell it correctly, if you write out the number 40, it sums to 30. And today is a day with 30 date numerology on the Gregorian. And so that would be some numbers for Kobe Covington. Kobe Covington is a decent-sized favorite in this fight. But Jorge does have some numbers here. So, I mean, it can go, you can probably do an either-or scenario. I can make a case for Jorge Masvidal. I can make a case for Kobe Covington. The safe route seems like it's Kobe Covington. Maybe you want to take the risk with Jorge Masvidal. You know, it's going to be your judgment call on what makes the most sense for you. So let's look at this one more time. If Jorge Masvidal is going to win, you know, we can make a case for that 36, right? 36 sums to 53. This is Covington versus Masvidal, 241, the 53rd prime number. 53 is the 16th prime. Covington would sit on that 16 wins with a loss. His name, 202, 20th fight. He can get his second loss in a row. We can go along with the two numbers because Covington and Masvidal versus Masvidal sums to 79, the 22nd prime number. Kobe Covington was born on February 22nd, 222. This is the year 2022. So some twos to play with. Get a second loss in a row. Masvidal ends its 2-fight losing streak. And so that could be something for Jorge Masvidal. It's the 114th day of his age. Kobe Covington becomes 11-4 for a UFC fight record with a loss. You know, we can start to make those cases for Jorge Masvidal. And at the same time, though, you have to keep in mind that even though the Covington versus Masvidal equals 241, the 53rd prime, well, that 53 can go against Jorge Masvidal because he can just get his 16th loss for his career, 53, the 16th prime number. He would sit on 35 wins on March 5th, 3/5, like 35. And then, of course, Kobe Covington would come 17-3 for a fight record, the 40th prime number, 40 sums to 30, it being a day with 30 date numerology. And then he could become 12-3 for a UFC fight record on the second day of the 13th month for the Hebrew religious, like 213, 123 anagrams of each other. I think the most fascinating connection, though, out of this entire fight is the fact that Covington versus Masvidal sums to 272, and this is the main event for UFC 272. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully this gives you some insight to the fight. I really appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate the support, and I wish you guys the best of luck on all your picks for Saturday. I'll see you in the next video.